I'm just a guy who loves Disney and has way too much time on his hands. As always, if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney. I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney news and reviews. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e. I've had a pretty cool weekend this week, guys. Started out with my man spa day. Went and got a shave and haircut, massage and all that crap, a facial. Not sure if you can tell. Anyway, but yeah, I haven't really got anything from Disney. I did put in for that quarterly case for my D23 book, so that should be coming, I don't know, within 4 to 6 weeks, I guess. Also, I posted up a couple videos on my File91e's DVDs account, and again, if you haven't already, check that out. You know, I got one video, bam, that's the start of my 7-part DVD overview video. You get to see every DVD that I have in my collection, so check that out. And also, right there is my current or my newest DVD update video. So there. So check those two links out, and so yeah, that's pretty much that. So let's get right to the news. Walt Disney Parks and Resorts Chairman Tom Staggs has confirmed that there will be changes to the previously announced Fantasyland plans. The Little Mermaid attraction, the Beauty and the Beast area, and the changes to the Many Adventure of Winnie the Pooh queue area are currently all that will proceed without changes, so they're going to stay the same. All the remaining areas are being reconsidered and will not likely proceed as they were originally presented, meaning that they aren't scrapping them, they're just reconsidering how they want to present them. The link to the whole interview is below. Check that out, okay? Good news for Mr. Toad fans. The Mr. Toad Wild Ride vintage t-shirts are currently available at the Fantasy Fair shop next to Mickey's PhilharMagic. So check that out. I got some, images floating around there. Very cool stuff. The Caramel Kuche, the new caramel shop in Germany and in Epcot, that I mentioned last show, by the way, is now set to open September 22nd of this year. The new shop will offer fresh caramel popcorn, caramel apples, and other caramel-covered goodies, so it should be fun. The official Disney blog has posted a great video that is to be part of the new Star Wars 2 queue area when the attraction reopens in 2011. I recently posted it on my Facebook page, so the link to both my Facebook page and the actual video is down in the description box. Check that out. And finally, Star Wars creator George Lucas was in attendance at Disney's Hollywood Studios yesterday as part of the Last Tour to Endor event. Also visiting was the Daily Show host Jon Stewart, who was in Orlando as a special host of the Star Wars Celebration 5, the official Lucas fan film, the official Lucasfilm fan event held at the Orange County Convention Center. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't wait for that Star Wars 2 stuff. Definitely check that video out. Got the links all down there, so check that out. And so that's going to wrap up the news portion. Let's get right to the reviews. Okay guys, for the next 2 weeks I'm pretty much going to be just focusing on the Imagination Pavilion and all that happened in there. The Imagination Pavilion actually right now is currently one of the things that not many people like. I mean, it has Honey, We Shrunk the Audience, but that's pretty much it. But originally it had a lot more to offer, and I honestly think if they were to bring it back, it would be pretty cool, because there's a lot of technology now that could go along with what they did earlier on. But obviously they won't. There were a couple things that passed through the Imagination Pavilion, and one of them was Imageworks. Now, Imageworks is actually still there, kind of. It's not the same Imageworks that opened in 1982 when this whole thing opened. What Imageworks was, and kind of still is, but not fully, was an interactive exhibit area at the Imagination Pavilion. And originally the attraction was in the upstairs area where the the glass triangles are. There was a whole big thing in there, but now it's not. It's like this little thing only, right at the end of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids thing. Not a whole lot to do, not a whole lot to see. There's a lot more, I'm telling you, a lot more, in the earlier days. Now, what the Imagination Pavilion was, again, was an interactive area where you could go and play, and kids love that stuff. One of the, a couple of the different things that you could have done earlier, in the early days, there was the Dreamfinder School of Drama, which actually you could stand in front of a blue screen, and you would act with, with the Dreamfinder according to the Dreamfinder's directions, and just act along. You can either pick a Western or a space thing. It was really cool. If you're wondering who the Dreamfinder is, he was the unofficial host of the Imagination Pavilion. He's a guy who has like a top hat, beard all around. He was the guy that inspired you to imagine and just have use your imagination to create anything. That's what the Imageworks thing and the Imagination Pavilion was all about. Using your imagination to create really weird works of art, which I think is great. The other thing that they had there was the stepping tones, which you could step on these things, and musical notes would happen. Around 1999, there was a refurbishment of the ride, and the new Imageworks was placed downstairs, by the unload for the new attraction, under the name of the What If Labs. There was a couple new things, for kids to do, but pretty much it was a shell of its former self, and you couldn't go back up to that second floor area, which housed all the really cool stuff. Currently, some of the things that they have now are the stepping tones. They still have them, and the Figment's Melody Maker, which was added in 2002, where you could play with an instrument to the tune of One Little Spark, which is the main theme of the Imagination Pavilion. You can hear it pretty much going, everywhere. So what am I going to give the old Imageworks, and not the new Imageworks, because that one sucked. But the old Imageworks, I'd actually give 4 stars. There's a lot of stuff to see in there, and the thing is, it's the Imagination Pavilion, and not a whole lot of people really go into it. Which I'm thinking, is because there's so much else to do at Epcot. But if you were to stroll into the Imagination Pavilion, you would have been completely pleasantly surprised. I posted a video right in the link there, or right down there. It's actually a video for this review and the review that I want to do right after this. It's Martin's Vids again. He does great tributes to all the old stuff, all the old Epcot rides, and this is one hell of a cool tribute. It really made me want to go see the old Imageworks, but because again, when I was a kid, before I went down there and saw all that, and I was at the whim of my parents who really didn't want to go to the Imagination Pavilion, but whatever. I got to see it through Martin's Vid, so check that out. So Imageworks, 4 stars, old school, awesome stuff. Just check that video out. You'll really enjoy it. Okay, the last thing I want to review is Magic Journeys. And Magic Journeys was actually the first 3D movie that was created by Walt Disney Imagineering for any theme park. This is the first ever 3D movie ever at a Disney park. It opened in 1982 in Epcot. Remember, it opened in Epcot, but it actually moved to Walt Disney World in Fantasyland. Where the PhilharMagic is now, and they also debuted in Disneyland because, well, it was the first 3D movie ever, and people liked it because it was 3D, So that was kind of cool. It was directed by Maury Lerner and featured a song by Richard and Robert Sherman, the Sherman Brothers. One of them was Making Memories, and now Making Memories was actually a song that showed during the pre-show of this show, of the Magic Journey show, and it was an 8-minute long sort of thing, and it's actually playing behind us right now, and it was really cool because it showed a lot of people taking snapshots in the history of photography through it. Through the years, and how we went from black and white to color, and now we're just taking pictures everywhere. After that, you went right into the show, and the Magic Journeys show had the Magic Journeys theme song, and that was another big song, for Epcot and whatnot. And the Magic Journeys show, what it showed was it showed the world through the eyes of a child. That's what they were going for. You would put on your 3D glasses and you would see all these really phantasmical, whimsical things that, only a kid could imagine. I mean, you saw like, a kid touching a cat and it turned into a sphinx, or, stars and suns and different weird things that, only a child could imagine. And, it's supposed to take you back to, you know, your childhood days and whatnot. And it was actually really cool. Again, you can check the Martin's Vids thing. He has like 12 minutes of it, so you could see how it actually worked out. And it is kind of blurry just because that's the way the 3D film is actually projected. But it was cool, and you know, it closed down in '93 to make room for the Lion King show. And I mean, I'm sure they still have it, but they don't have it out actually, you know, for broadcast. It's not, you know, an attraction you can go see anymore. And the Magic Journeys theme is actually playing, you know, behind here now. So that's kind of the way it was. It was just kind of, woo, Magic Journeys, cool, through your imagination. All right. I don't know why I turned into a hippie stoner there for a second, but kind of weird. Anyway, so Magic Journeys. For the actual show itself, I'll just give it 3. Just because it was cool that it was the first ever 3D show at in any, you know, Disney park. But what it showed, it was just, you know, a couple weird things. It really didn't. It is what it was. It was kind of funny that this show was actually almost not available to guests at Epcot during the opening. In 1982, they were kind of, you know, rushing to get this done, and they weren't sure that they were going to finish it in time for the opening of Epcot. So they created this weird little, like, you know, video to promote the fact that this is going to be coming out soon, starring the Dreamfinder and everything. It was just kind of funny that you know, that footage never actually aired to the public, because they actually did finish the ride in time. And if you go to the Martin's Vids video down there, you'll actually see part of the build video that was never actually seen to the public. He got a hold of it somehow. It was just cool. So yeah, Magic Journeys that isn't there at Epcot anymore. 3 stars. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this week's Disney news and reviews. As always, if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I really want to, you know, send people down to you know, to Epcot and Disney World and all that, just to enjoy it, because that's, you know, where it is. And just like, you know, the Imagination Pavilion, I want them to use their imaginations when they go down there and have some fun and just transport themselves back into a childlike state, you know, a frame of mind, just because that's the best way to experience Disney World. Yeah, go to allears.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. Check out those 2 links again for the videos. I'm going to be getting my new unofficial guide soon, as soon as that comes out, so I'm really excited for that. And so yeah, stay tuned next week for another you know, Disney news and reviews. I'm going to be reviewing the Journey into Imagination, Journey into Your Imagination, and Journey into Imagination with Figment rides. They're all 3 different things, but there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of history with that. So yeah, stay tuned for next week for another Disney news and reviews. Bye, guys.